Welcome back to the Million Ways to It podcast.
And we back, baby.
What's going on, brother?
We here, man. Another week. More to talk about. Lots to discuss.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
living?
I'm excited because we are consistent.
Y'all seen the episode.
Yeah, consistency. You just saw it. If you haven't seen it,
Go check it out.
actually, don't click out of this video. We need to maintain retention.
You're right. Retention.
Stay. Okay? Okay. We have a lot of things in store for you today. We actually have a million way to it, as we always do.
Every time.
But before we even get into that, brother, tell me, how has your 7 days been since last week?
It's been good. Been trying to get back to a routine that works for me. I've been off for the last couple months. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just workout wise, focus in the wrong places. So I'm getting back to the roots, the grind, the grit of it all. So that's been good. That's been good. How about yourself?
I've been good. I've been doing decent. I did a little bit of traveling this past weekend.
Nice.
And it was a good trip. It was a good trip. And now I'm back. Feel like it's time for me to do the same thing. Get back to what I was doing before. I had a big shift in life, and now I'm kind of putting it back on track, so I'm good.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, man.
We got our behind the boys. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We finally got JR back in this studio. Yeah, tell him what up, man. Tell you how you're living, man.
Hey, man. Life is good, man.
Huh?
Can't complain.
Hey, graduated.
Yeah. Big congrats.
We love that. We love that, man.
Yeah, man. And then we also have our permanent
talk about it.
Permanent member of the team, Jaden.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. We've had a couple of people come in and out a few times on the pod. We love them.
Every
single person. All two.
Yeah.
But we
strong team.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody who's come through. But now it takes time. It takes time for us to gather our things and our thoughts and our people, and there'll be space for them as whenever they're ready to come back to.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. Let's get into this music talk. Talk to me, man.
So we did Song of the Week last week, didn't we?
We did. Can we show?
Yeah, we can. We can. We'll just put the three. We'll put the three right here of the songs from last week. And I wanted to make a mention of the artist that I put on.
Talk to me.
Gallimacious.
That song is a banger. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's a banger. And a big shout out to James Pride again.
Yeah, bro. Fire. He put you on.
What? Did he? And so I'm gonna start running it back, because for the new people who are here, for the new fans, they weren't here for the last almost a year and a half, 2 years of us doing Song of the Week.
Yeah, man.
So we need to bring it back, and I want to bring back some oldies that I love so much, that definitely changed the way that I listen to music, the artists that I listen to, and one of them is a song that I put on to someone else recently, "What It Is" by Amber Mark. That song is so good. It's so good. It might just be the song of the week for me. So if you see this before, or if you see this, or when you're seeing this, it would have already been out, right?
Yeah.
So it may be that. It may be something else too, because a lot of music's dropped.
You know what's crazy? I made a statement in the last episode where I said this year music has been a little lull, and part of me still feels that way because I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I also think two things can be true. So what you said about there's a lot of music that hasn't been discovered, I believe that to be true as well.
Yeah.
So I think I've been off of music, but in terms of like hitters, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In terms of like, all right, this is what we gravitate towards. There's been a couple great drops, but outside of that, to me, overall is weird. It's been a weird year, but that gave me time to go back and check some stuff out. Currently, Leon Thomas is out with his deluxe.
Yes.
Mutt Deluxe. Heal. Everybody who's hearing me right now, go check out that project.
Yeah, you should absolutely go check out that project.
Have you checked out that project, brother?
I haven't even heard the first full album. No.
What's stopping you, Morgan Wallen?
Yes, to be honest, yes. If that's what you want, that's what you want. This is what you want to do?
I just want to ask questions.
Big man, I've been on a country wave recently.
I can't be mad.
And I don't know why. I think it's because I've been doing a lot of Uber, right? And if you see this and I'm your Uber driver, hello. I've been listening to a lot of music that other people want to listen to in the car, because I always offer to say, hey, If you want something with the thermostat, let me know if it's too hot, too cold. I got you. Also, if you want to hear music, let's do a Spotify jam.
Are most people choosing Morgan Wallen in your car?
If I'm being honest with you, no.
Okay, I was gonna think in Atlanta you got most people choosing.
Well, I'm usually driving around, and people who you wouldn't expect to listen to certain genres of music would listen to something similar. So let's say I'll have Gunna playing in the car.
Okay.
And I'll say, hey, if you'd like, I can play something that you want to hear. And they'll be like, oh no, it's whatever, bro. Like literally no one ever says, hey, would you like to listen to something? Like no one gives me the option because I just want them 5 stars. But I always say that, and then they'll go, okay, nah, it's okay. Listen to whatever. And I'm like, all right, you sure? Like, just let me know if you want. Yeah. It's a 30-minute ride. Like, let me know.
Let me know.
Then they'll text me and they'll be like, hey, could you play this song? And then they'll play something and be like, oh yeah, I rock with this artist. And they're like, oh really? Da, da, da. And then I'll be like, I'm actually really weird. I listen to a lot of Caribbean music, but then I also listen to a lot of country music. And then they'll ask me what I do. I say I'm a musician by trade, da da da. And they'll be like, well, put me onto a song. And then I just start playing some Morgan. Because it's just good. It's good. And then
your put on is Morgan Wallen for them.
Low key.
Okay.
Low key. Okay. But I also start with I had some help.
But I also listen, I know I be trolling a lot, but Morgan Wallen clearly is killing right now. I was on Apple Music the other day and he topping the charts. Yes. This man's going crazy.
Gas.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
I heard a couple songs, but I'm like I said,
if you're not into it, you're not into it. But give it a try. Like give it a go.
Definitely, bro. I'll give it a good listen.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Let me not be stereotypical, right? But bear with me for a second, guys. Talk to me, okay? Let's say we're talking to some demographic of people that are not on the darker skin, okay? We're talking about the fairer skinned people, right? Mm-hmm. And for the most part, when I get in my Uber, they light up when I listen to country music. And I don't just listen to Morgan. I listen to other artists as well. Mm-hmm. But my favorite is him. If I say to them, well, I have a couple of black artists that I'd love for you to hear, they're like, Then I'll say, give it a go. Okay. Just give it a go. Okay. And they'll be like, all right, whatever. Let me see your car, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'll play it, and they'll be like, all right, I ain't gonna lie, this kind of bumped though. They got it there, right? Gas, but I'll start with what they like, and then I will allow them to, So vice versa. You know what I mean? Give it an option. Give it a chance at least.
And I will. So what is a good entry point outside of Morgan Wallen? It could be Morgan Wallen. Outside of Morgan Wallen, what's a good entry point for country for folks who see country music, hear it in the background sometimes, maybe, but never really gave it a good chance? Where should they start?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question.
Okay.
Because if you don't want to hear the hardcore country where they talk like this,
it gets a bit much.
It gets a bit much for certain people.
Yeah, for sure.
But if that's not what you want to hear, then okay, maybe Darius Rucker.
Don't know who that is, but
he's a black country artist.
I know Shabuzi.
I mean, look, they say Lil Nas X was on the country charts for a bit, ain't it?
He was. Oh
my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I'll say. Here's my favorite songs, and this is me. If you resonate with me as a person from this podcast in terms of music genre that you like listening to, here are the 3 songs I'm going to say that you should listen to that I think are just good songs, regardless of them being country. Okay. Somebody's Problem by Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
What's the name of that other song? It's not Beer in My Hand, but Last Night by Morgan Wallen. Okay. And then it's Eric Church. It's featuring Eric Church.
Hey man, Morgan Wallen's.
I'm gonna find it right now.
I cannot go on without knowing.
I am. But regardless, those 3 songs are the songs that I think anybody that listens to country music or wants to get into country music should. Man Made a Bar. Man made a bar.
Yeah.
Man made a bar.
I don't know how he forgot that, because I've seen him talk and sing this song so many times.
It's the lyrics. Yeah. I think country artists are some of the greatest lyrics ever, bro. Ever. And all right,
cross genres.
Yes, and I don't want to take it too far into a tangent, but I'll say this last.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem said in an interview once, it doesn't matter what the word is, you can make it rhyme, right?
Yeah.
People say, oh, you can't rhyme orange with another word. But you can definitely change the cadence of the word. You can change it. It could be a similar thing. And I think country artists do that very well with words that already rhyme.
Yeah.
And they change it into the... Bro, if you listen to the song Country Music Fan...
They bend the words a little bit to kind of fit it into their scheme as much as possible.
And let me tell you right now.
T-Pain has done the same thing.
JR knows. Country Music Fan, great song.
Yeah,
great song. Listen to it in your own time, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Take that time.
Anyway, let's get off this topic. Tell me what you.
Like I said, Leon Thomas. Y'all have to go check him out if you haven't yet. If your ears have not heard anything from that album, please go give it a chance because, brother,
it's good, isn't it?
He's one of them ones.
Don't get me wrong. I've listened to a bit of the album. I just haven't listened to it top to bottom like I always do.
Yeah, you definitely should. I think it to me, it still holds up as one of the better albums of the last couple of years, if I'm being completely honest.
Really?
Yes. It's one of those. Like, when you hear it the first time, not even the deluxe, just Mutt by itself, 14 tracks of just him in his bag, bro. Jared, you can attest to this.
It was gas.
It's gas. Like, to the point where it's like, oh, you can tell he's really a musician.
Yeah.
Like, it translates in the music that he makes for himself. He's a producer as well, so he's done most of the major hits that people don't know about over the last couple of years.
We know some,
SOS, the whole nine.
Yeah.
So when you
could do so
when you really take time to listen to his album, and then the deluxe on top of that, he has Big Sean on there, Kalani. Who else did he work with? I'm not sure. Oh, Halle's on there as well. But it's just it's a breath of fresh air to see that he's still adding on to something that was already great.
You know what's funny is that we're talking about him as if he's some musical artist that we've known and he started as a musical artist. No, he was on a television program that we used to watch when we were kids.
Yeah, bro.
On Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But he's always been musical. Like even when we were on the show, we
you're like, yo, he should make music.
Songs are gas.
Yeah, like he should actually make music. I remember thinking that.
We used to say these things.
I remember thinking that, bro.
And
Notorious had me in a chokehold. I did.
Oh, for sure.
I was there.
What?
I was there. That was
every
my time.
Artist. Ariana Grande came from that, bro.
And I'm an Ariana fan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Ariana, we love you. We love you
do.
for sure.
We do.
But it's fun to see the grind that these people put in, but particularly him, because we could relate to him because he was high key the only black kid on the show that we could relate to.
For sure.
Like, he was the cool guy. There was he was our representation.
And he made us look good too.
Exactly.
Shout out to you for making us look good back then, man. For real.
Man. And seeing it, I'm a fan of him. I just haven't heard his last tape all the way through because we went to his concert, bro, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
He killed. He did it at the Underground, right?
Yeah, I think so. We had a miracle situation happen in that one. I think we talked about it, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. And I think it's just so important to highlight in our music talks the way that these people have come from the ground up. And a lot of these artists that we've mentioned that aren't necessarily the mainstream, and don't get me wrong, his stuff is starting to get extremely mainstream in terms of getting out there and everyone hearing him.
Sure.
Before that, like, people weren't really saying, oh, Leon Thomas. People were saying, oh, SZA, and then realizing, but she didn't write that song, right? So it's like it's cool to see.
I don't think he wrote the song. I think he just produced Snooze. Like,
nah, bro, we had this talk already.
Oh, he wrote?
Yes, he wrote this.
Okay, maybe
this is the second time. You don't want him to be the artist?
Hey,
that wrote that?
Run it back.
This is the second time now. Give him his dues, bro.
Because I know him as a producer more than a writer.
It's calm, It's calm, bro. It's calm. Like, it's not your thing. It's not, like, you don't think that he did, but he did.
But he did.
Right?
He did it.
Yeah. So regardless, I'm just saying that to say thank you, Leon Thomas, for allowing us to even watch your process this whole time. It's been really inspiring.
In closing on his album, the Mutt remix with Chris Brown, gas, dude.
It's gas. I don't think it's better than the first.
I don't know, man. I don't know, and that's my real answer. I would have agreed with you maybe a couple weeks ago. Now, listening back to it, Chris was in his bizag. That boy. Bottom.
Okay. So let's see. Let's put it to the masses. If you are a fan of the remix, click on that side.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the original, click on my side.
That's it.
We gonna see. We gonna leave it to the people this week.
We have to, because I'm just saying, he was in his busy bag.
Fair enough. Well,
one more in music. I want to say this because I haven't addressed this. Mariah the Scientist, "Burning Blue," phenomenal song. I know it's
Haven't heard it
well. It's
gas.
phenomenal.
And I like Mariah. I just haven't heard it.
I listen. This is probably one of my favorite songs that she's put out.
Fair enough.
For sure. So go check that out if you haven't. And
She
lastly,
was cast on that 21 project too.
She was. She had that, which I feel like came and went, but we're gonna talk about that a different day. I like that album. Yes, this is what I was gonna ask. For me, as I said, I feel like music has been in a space. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, all right.
Who would you want to hear? Who are you anticipating from hearing from soon that you haven't heard from in a
J.
while?
Cole. Immediately J. Cole. Immediately J. Cole.
What was that?
Yeah, also, I did not like the suck
That was
teeth
crazy
in the
of
back of the room.
Crazy,
Me never like that, bro.
What? Jermaine?
One, two,
Cole?
that's mad.
That was insane of him.
Yo.
Wow. He apologized once.
I hope it got.
Once.
I hope we could hear it in the recording.
Man, for real. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
Bro, niggas, woo, don't get me started. We don't need to do that today.
Wow.
We're gonna do that another day.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that another day.
I hope you're doing well, Jermaine.
Facts.
Yeah.
I hope the fall off is on its way.
Yeah, bro, because what was that?
Wow, bro. Wow.
Wow.
That was my answer.
Wow.
We gonna move on. Go ahead.
bro.
Who for you?
Her. I want her to.
Oh my
I need
God,
her to
yes.
drop something. Her and Summer Walker, because I'm seeing Summer.
She posted a little single, so
Spend It. I like it.
It's on its way.
I like it. I like the little single, but I need more. And I don't want like an Over It trilogy. I need you to bend over it. Let's move on to healing.
You to get over it.
I need you to get over it.
First of all, I need to get through it. We're getting over it. Get through this
Listen,
season.
whatever this going on, hey, I know you're a mother, doing all that. That's cute.
No drama.
No, listen. Don't let the man run your life. Just come on. Let's get to the music.
Yeah.
That's about it, bro. That's what I got in music.
Fair enough. All right. Well, last week we were telling people why we left, why we had to take a little time off, and I think that it's important that since we've addressed it, we talk about everything through it. We talk it through from the beginning to the end, because that is what we're here for.
Let's do that.
There's a million ways to it.
That's it.
And our way to it is grinding. And I think a part of that grinding process, we have to consider the cost of the grind. The cost of the grind. What does it pay? How much are we spending? What's really behind the walls from the beginning?
Yes.
I want to be transparent, because that's what we bring. That's what we bring, right?
Talk to me, brother.
So, a million ways to the grind.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking this week, and we said something about burnout versus breakthrough.
Yes.
So let's define these terms real quick. What is burnout?
Burnout, from my experience and just what I've seen, burnout is fatigue. It's lethargicness. It's tiredness within whatever avenue that you're trying to pursue. So let's say for us, as an example, this podcast, let's say we run it every week, whoop, whoop, whoop. And there's a point in time where we're not giving the best content, where we're starting to slow up on the post. The post ain't looking as right. You could tell it will the fatigue, the burnout will show within the work. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It will show within the work. So it sometimes you gotta step back so you can figure out what's going on.
So you're saying that the burnout is the crash of what you want to be success.
Mm-hmm. Like you've been pushing, you've been going, but you're not realizing your gas tank is on E. Mm-hmm. So now your car's gonna stop in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
because you ain't stop at the gas station to take a little 1-2
from miles. Yeah, you thought you could make it when the destination is 15 miles away and you got 14.
Right. Now look at you. Okay. Your car's sounding real crazy halfway on the road, and people honking at you because you look crazy.
And burnout means you can't go anymore.
Yeah, you're done.
And that's kind of where we were at.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the sense that we're going to stop altogether, but we couldn't continue because we didn't have no gas in the tank.
Yeah, man. We had to fuel up real quick.
Right. And
had to fuel up.
So, okay, before we move on, then let's talk about breakthrough. What is breakthrough?
It's breakthrough to me is when preparation and consistency meet at the same place.
Okay. All right. So, preparation and consistency meeting at the same place is a breakthrough. A burnout is when you have no gas left in the tank, but you're still trying to keep going. Okay. And the signs of a burnout for us and for in general, fatigue, being lethargic, slowing down in pace,
Productivity loss,
like the whole nine, everything that everyone knows, right? And this is not new information, right? So how do we avoid the burnout, and how do we, like, from the moment the burnout starts until it ends and we get to that breakthrough point, like, what happens in there?
Well, so for me, I believe when it comes to the burnout, you have to be very self-aware about how you're feeling in those moments. In terms of, okay, there's a point in time before the gas light comes on before there's no gas. Pay attention to the gas light. A lot of times we don't pay attention to the gas light, and we'll, like you said, we'll try to go 15 miles when we got 14 in the tank. You got to stop maybe 5 miles before you get to that 15.
And refuel.
Yeah. Take a step back, figure out what it is that's allowing you to burn out. And if that's the case, you have to restructure yourself to where that burnout isn't happening at the same rate, nor is it happening at all at that point. You want to avoid it altogether. So to me, it's recognizing before your tank is on E.
Okay. And so how can people put that into their own situation? Like, how can I align that with what I'm going on? Because for us, it looks like we stop before we get to that. We, like, once we reach the 10-mile mark and they say we only have 5 miles left, but we only have 4 gallons left in the tank, or 4 miles left until it end on empty. For us, it looks like taking a second, breathing, making sure that we put our pieces in the right place, making sure that we refuel by investing in the things that we absolutely need and not necessarily want, downgrading on the things that we definitely would like to have but don't absolutely need for what we're trying to get, and humbling ourselves, right? So that's practically what it looks like to avoid or start to kind of get through that burnout process, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes, and I feel this way personally, in the burnout, oh my gosh, like, I'm hot. I need to cool down. How do I cool down? Like, what does that look like? Yes, I know all this preparation, all that stuff, but what does it look like for me to just really,
I think it's different for everybody. It's subjective. Like, what is your circumstance to what's making you burn out? And I think you have to ask that question.
Yeah. Ask
yourself those questions. Be very transparent with yourself. Like, transparency is, I think a lot of people think they're being transparent with themselves. A lot of times they're not. That's something we even discussed last week. It's just like acknowledgement of what's going on.
Yeah.
That's really important. And it allows for you to see, okay, before I even get to this point, what is it that's causing me to feel this level of fatigue? And maybe it just might be you've been running for so long and you got to take a break.
Right.
But there could be other reasons where you are overextending yourself and not allowing yourself the space to actually move the way you need to.
Yeah.
Delegation is a big part of it too. If you have a proper team around you, it can help minimize burnout as much as possible. There's a lot of people who don't trust their team.
Yeah.
Who don't trust the people they have around them. If I have a task that I have to oversee, that can lead to burnout if I'm not allowing the people I entrusted with that job to handle that job.
Fair enough.
You gotta let your team do what they gotta do. Trust them. Trust the people that you put around you.
Fair. And I think that it also, delegation doesn't just go for doing it for other people, because we have so many tools today that we can utilize to delegate for certain things. Why am I working on a schedule, right, when I could ask ChatGPT to make a schedule for me? Why am I not utilizing the things that, even if I'm a small business owner on my own,
let me tell you right now.
Delegate, bro.
Let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
I use ChatGPT like Apple uses children.
Best friend.
Free
no
labor.
shade to Key and JR. Best friend.
And also, Apple, stop using the children. But
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, ChatGPT that's my little worker. Okay? Because it allows for me to cut down, like, I get to maximize my time by allowing the tools around me to help enhance everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And people, if you got work smarter, not harder is a real thing in terms of how you should be maneuvering moving forward. Of course, you're gonna have to still work hard, but working smarter allows for the level of the degree of hard that you're working at to, you know.
Quick sidebar: Do you speak respectfully to ChatGPT, or do you tell it what to do?
You know, sometimes I got.
Sometimes you got strong on, right?
Do your job. No, I gotta be nice. I don't want AI to look at me.
Facts, like I don't want to be
like,
the guy.
You was talking mad crazy, talking about make this every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I did, but like I said, please.
You feel always say please.
Always say please and thank you. I got manners.
Yeah.
I don't want my AI to think I'm just some rude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't have
I'm not that guy.
But there's be time.
So back to the burnout, right? It's important for everyone, including myself and you, to understand that the burnout is something that happens as a result of something.
Yeah.
It's a result of us trying to do more than we can manage.
Yes.
Right? And if you don't stop and delegate and refuel, you will burn out. You will be on fire, and you won't know how to cool down. Because when you're on fire, all you're looking for is a way to cool down.
Yes.
Everyone else around you is not doing that.
Correct.
Right? So to avoid overheating.
It's like trying to cool off in a sauna.
Yes.
Exactly. Doesn't work.
So to avoid overheating, proper planning, and I think the absolute most important thing to me is understanding yourself. Yeah. Understanding what your limits are and accepting them. I'm a big overthinker. I overthink everything in my life. But I have come to understand that I am an overthinker, which means that I cannot go down certain paths and certain rabbit holes because I'm an overthinker. And that just happens across the board. Yeah. And if you don't apply that same level of intensity of understanding yourself with your businesses, with those things, you're going to crash out in yourself. Yeah. You're going to if you take on too many things. But, you know. So to avoid the burnout or to get through the burnout, it's the same. You have to understand yourself. You have to prepare. You have to take a break. You have to refuel, and you have to try your best not to control everything. Right? That control factor it's heavy. It's heavy.
You talking right now, brother.
It's heavy. So those things are how to avoid the burnout. I think there's nothing else to be said about it. Yeah. Because at this point, it's like, if you're looking for another answer, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. People are going to say it in different ways, but you're really not going to find
the messaging is more so the same at the end of the day.
Right. So now that we've gotten through the burnout, we're cooled off. How do we break through? And what are we breaking through? Right? We said that breakthrough means preparation and consistency coming together. So we said we're going to prepare by understanding ourselves and proper planning and all that stuff. I think that the breakthrough comes in that consistency section.
That's the driver. That's the inertia. Yeah. Essentially, it's like it allows for the whole thing to move, because if you are consistent, there is progress being made. Whether it's a step to the left or to the right, you actually making steps. That's the most important part. For me, I think more people are concerned about what kind of steps they're making instead of this making steps at all. Yeah, they realize, and that I can speak to, because I've been a person who understood all the steps and tried to skip some steps because it was like, okay, I know that step already. How can we get instead of climb the stairs the way you need to. Stop trying to skip over, and then you end up tripping, falling down like 5 different stairs.
Here's my example. We use stairs as a metaphor all the time, but let's think of it practically.
Talk to me.
How old are you?
27.
And that means you're a grown man. That means that you've been through high school. That means that you're not a child anymore. When you were a child, could you have reached from the first step to the 6th step?
I mean, I had a little hops on me. But
you had a little hops on you, but could you do it?
Yeah, I mean,
could you do it in one single bound?
I mean,
or you had to hop step?
I had to do a lot.
You had to put a lot of effort in there, right?
I had to put a lot of effort
in there,
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if you put a lot of effort in there and you're going up like 100 flights, you think you'd be able to do that? 100. You think you'd be able to do it? I'm just asking. As a 6-year-old you, would you have been able to make a jumping up 6 each time to skip steps, right?
Nah, bro.
You've been able to do that consistently? I'm asking. I'm just asking.
I don't think I was built back then.
You weren't built like that.
I'm not gonna discount mine.
Okay, but at 26, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that you were able to make that same big leap a little bit easier.
Oh, absolutely.
But it still takes effort, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But why are you exerting so much energy if there are steps between those that will get you there in the same... Yes, it's safer. It's a bit easier. And to be honest with you, you have more energy and you can still go through those steps pretty quickly. They're right there.
Yeah, it's just
they're right there. And I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I need to skip steps because like it will take so much time and I'm trying to get here and I need to get to the bag right now.
I think it's because everybody's looking at everybody else's process. Yeah. That's really at the end of the day what it is. Social media has created the false narrative of what people should be looking at or looking towards instead of what they should be doing for themselves. Yeah, you can look at people for inspiration or motivation or whatever the case may be, but if you're looking at their process and thinking that should be yours,
they're not skipping steps.
You're already at default. Like you're way too behind to be thinking, oh, da da da. And that's a lot of the learning curve that came with even just working on a podcast, was understanding all the small minimal things that allow for it to run smoothly.
And I think those are the steps because, in my opinion, something that I've learned and I think that everyone should take is skipping steps kills consistency. It kills it from the root because at no matter what age, it's always going to be easier for you to go one at a time than it is for you to skip 7, 8, 9 steps at a time.
Trust the process.
You're going to be doing more work if you skip 6 steps and have to go back and go do 2, 3, 4, and 5 again. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So in order to avoid that burnout and break through, preparation and consistency have to meet and mesh. Then you get to move along.
That's it.
Right? And so what are the signs of a breakthrough so that people know when they have broken through? Because a lot of times I don't really even realize that I've gotten through something because I'm just so focused on getting to that 6th step, even though I'm making sure I'm taking those steps in between.
So I look at them as checkpoints. So once a breakthrough looks like this, now you're at that checkpoint where you're here now. This is now your new threshold. And to me, what that looks like in terms of breakthrough is opportunity, growth within whatever you're doing, expanded network, just all the things that come with the preparation and the opportunity that you're looking for. That in whatever avenue, it doesn't have to be content, it doesn't have to be anything, but whatever it is that you're looking to seek, you'll start to see it over time because now, and it might not be in one full sweep. It might just be that might be checkpoint by checkpoint, but at least you know you're hitting something in terms of your goals and whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You'll start to see that. That is a part of the breakthrough, is seeing those things. And it's not looking like a pipe dream anymore. It's more reality.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it just requires you to look back.
Yeah.
Like look how far you've come from yesterday, from last week, from an hour ago, from 5 minutes ago. Like
most people don't, funny enough, most people don't get their head out the sand to look up to see how far they've been walking. When it comes to anything, I am a proponent of that, absolutely, because I'm head down until it's time for us to even get anywhere. I'll look at certain things, but I'm very jaded to numbers, very jaded to like even engagement at times, which is a little off, but it's because I'm like, we're not done yet. I'm not even there. I'm not even close to that. I ain't scratched the surface of anything that I'm trying to do. So that allows you to feel like you are still here instead of here.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that those signs, I guess, particularly if you wanted to put them into words, growth, the open door of new opportunities, expanding your network, and just looking at the success, like literally bask in the fact that you set a goal, you've reached that goal, and that's the steps. There's this famous steps in Philadelphia, right? It's called the Museum of Arts. I think it's Museum of Arts. The same steps that Rocky ran up.
Yeah, I actually seen them last time I was in Philly.
Right. You go up, and then there's a plateau. Then you go up, and there's a plateau.
Wow.
It's not just straight up like that. Because you know how hard it would be to not fall if it was just straight up like that?
My grandma wouldn't be able to climb those stairs. It just wouldn't
exactly. Work. You need checkpoints. You need them.
Yeah.
And it's examples in life that show you that. So don't think that you're just this phenomenal person that's just going to be the greatest of all time. No. Like, even the GOATs have to take steps. And they have to do this. They can't just go straight up like this. It doesn't work that way.
Burnout is real, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do we've talked about the burnout. We talked about the breakthrough. and we've talked about it meeting together and all that good stuff. How can we now equate the cost of this?
Ooh,
right? Yeah. Because this is, for us, we call this burnout breakthrough process the grind, right? And we said at the beginning it costs. It costs. It costs.
How much it costs? That's the real question.
And we were having a debate. We were having a debate in here earlier of me saying that the grind doesn't cost money, or at least not that it doesn't cost money, but it is not the monetary thing that costs you more, right? I think that the money comes with the grind. Okay. And it is as a result of grinding, you will have to spend money, right? But I think, especially for people who are in our position right now, who are just in their room doing their thing, maybe you just started streaming and you really need this next income, like you need it. Yeah. So you're thinking, all right, I need to buy this PC, I need to buy this setup, I need to do this,
I need my mic, I need my cam.
All that costs money. But that's as a result of you deciding that you're going to grind. So what did it cost before you made that decision?
Time, effort, sacrifice. But I from what we were discussing even before we got on cam, I truly, there is a cost. And even doing this podcast made me recognize that for sure. Yeah. Just in terms of even the monthly fees that we paying. Jeez. Little things that you may not see a return until you start seeing a return. Yeah. So that is a cost, but is it more costly than the time that you're spending? Is it more costly than the sacrifice that you have to give in terms of who you spend your time with, what you're spending your time doing?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think those play a bigger factor. What the time you can get money back, you cannot get time back.
Exactly.
So for me, it's like if you're not spending the right amount of time on the project that you're doing, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. Right. So it really depends. Like I don't know, bro. Like I do think the time is the most valuable cost. That's the most pricey cost of the grind, but there's a point in time where the grind you can't do without the monetary.
I agree, but I think that the point I'm trying to make is that there are different kinds of costs. Yeah. And at the beginning of what it is that you want to do, money doesn't matter. When we started this,
you're right. I told you let's do everything with that we don't need to pay.
Exactly. Let's do as much as we can with what we have. Yeah. Right? Because the money and stuff will come later. And us having to spend the money is inevitable for sure, and that's going to cost us physically. Yeah. But what is it going to cost us individually as people for us to be able to achieve the goal that we want?
That's a sacrifice.
It's the sacrifice. I've lost friends. I have already. I haven't even. We're not popping. Yeah. All right. We don't even have 1,000 subscribers right now.
But you can go ahead and yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Every time.
Just come on, man. Just click the button. But I've lost people. I have sacrificed many different things that I want to do. I just have to sacrifice it. And it's cost me certain things. But I think that it costs everyone something different, even though the categories may be the same. For you, it costs you the time that you would be spending with doing whatever that thing is. For me, it costs me the sacrifice of having to let go of the things that I like doing, regardless of how much time it would take. I literally had to stop doing certain things.
At time. You definitely got to sacrifice wants.
Exactly.
Your wants get in the way of what you're trying to achieve a lot of the times.
But you start to see it becomes clearer and clearer each day. There were things that we were doing every day 2 summers ago that we couldn't do, even though it's not like we don't want to do those things anymore.
But it's not the same. We're not in the same headspace. If we're trying to create something that stands the test of time, that allows for people to be inspired, impacted, or entertained. Yes, you need to have that type of grit, the grind, the sacrifice that you need to actually make it happen. Yeah. It don't happen just because you say you want it to happen. It happens because you made it happen.
Yeah. So be aware of the sacrifices and the costs and all that stuff. Write it down.
Yeah, bro.
Write it down. Like figure out what it is and then put them on your wall. Put them in your face so that you know what you need to do. And it's not gonna be perfect because I promise you, I was up last night till midnight playing that video game. I was definitely upstairs playing that game. But I knew that I had to be here at time. So I got up. Yeah. I got up because I knew that I needed to do something for it. And if I'm going to do that, then I have to do the other thing. But it would have been easier for me to have gone to bed a bit earlier it would have been easier today for me to go to bed earlier, do what I needed to do.
But you're here though.
Yeah, but I'm here though, and that's just me.
Yeah.
But some people aren't like that.
Yeah.
So you have to know yourself, and it goes back to you knowing yourself. So in order to get through this cost of the grind, breakthrough versus burnout, you have to be prepared, you have to be consistent, and you have to be real with yourself. That's probably one of the main things in life that you just have to do.
Yeah.
If you're honest with yourself, a lot of things will work out for you.
Yeah.
Right? So with that being said, brother, the million way to it for this episode
Yes.
is to grind.
Get to the grind. What you doing?
Just grind.
You over there listening to us when you could be grinding. But yeah, finish this episode first though.
Yeah,
For sure.
Give me like a little more time on it, bro.
You can go ahead and like too. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
But you know, I think that it's real interesting that you can grind so hard and still lose. You know what I mean? I think it's so crazy that you could grind so hard in orange and blue and talk so much all season and still lose in the final. Like when you get right there, you're just like, but then you burn out. And I think that's what the Knicks did to. My fault. OG. Wasn't you saying that they was gonna go 7?
Shout out to OG. He played great in that last game. He did. 24 points. I just want to say. Man, we had a great season.
With the Halle? With the Halle Burton?
Yeah, get that nigga out of here. We don't care about it. Yo, first off, Indiana, we know what y'all did. That's cool. It was cute. It was whatever.
It was cute. I mean,
it was cute. It was cute.
They won.
Too bad Thunder going. These boys up, man.
You think they gonna sweep them?
These boys up, man. I think
You
they gonna
tripping, boy.
No, not a sweep. I think they're definitely gonna fight, bro. They're clearly a good team out the East, and there's a lot.
the
Listen,
best
before
team.
you even talk about them, let me let's give proper respects to the Knicks for what y'all were able to accomplish this year. Most teams weren't able to do this year. We were the final 3 teams in the playoffs. We fought hard. Shout out to you, Kat. Shout out to number 11. You know who you are, Brunson. Don't you let nobody tell you different. Who else? Who else do I need to thank? Mitchell Robinson, you did your big one. Tibbs, you're gone. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, you can yawn because he's been on vacation for the last 7 months. So,
I already said my piece when it comes to the Sixers.
Hey,
I've already
keep
said
saying your piece. Y'all still cooked. Either way it goes. We played well. That last series wasn't my favorite. We lost momentum after game 1. But we had to do what we had to do.
25-year drought is over, bro.
Yeah, bro. Because you gonna see us again.
Or is it?
You gonna see us again. Are y'all not?
As a fan of basketball, I'll be honest. I respect the Knicks.
Were we not good for the NBA this year? From an objective standpoint, I'm not even talking from a fan standpoint. What we did for the playoffs this year, was it not peak entertainment?
I agree.
Yes, it was.
That's all I want.
Yes, it was. And I can be honest and say.
And honestly, it gave for great. Listen, I'm just proud. I'm proud. Next year we have a lot. This offseason, it's probably gonna be the craziest offseason we've seen in the NBA in a long time.
Niggas say that every year.
But yes, but no, bro. You seen what's happening. You seen what's happening out there. Yeah.
Every year they say it. I don't know, whatever.
Listen.
Whatever.
This offseason is gonna look real nice. Right now the finals is happening.
And what are your predictions?
I have Thunders in 6.
Thunder in 6?
For sure.
First of all, this is going to 7 games.
I don't think it is.
It
actually, I could be wrong. Look, depending on how game 1 goes, how dominant whether the Thunders are more dominant or the Pacers are more dominant.
I don't think none of that matters.
I do think it matters, bro.
No.
I really do. I believe one team will be able to overpower the next, and I think it'll be the Thunder.
I think that once game 3 comes around and we know whether or not one team is up 2-0 or it's 1-1, that's when we'll really know what's going on.
True.
Because we will see
2 games will be played by this
prepared.
point. So who do you think is taking game 1? That's the real question.
If I'm being completely honest with you,
talk to me.
I think the Thunder take game 1.
Okay. And do you think it's a dominant win or do you think it's a close?
I think it's a nail biter every game. I think every game's going to be a nail biter. Because it's the finals that we've never seen.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We've never seen them.
I think it's good for the NBA. I think it allows for. I think it's a wake up call to the rest of the NBA to step it up.
Yeah, and this is also like boy, Malice in the Palace. If you've seen it on Netflix, that was their time for Indiana to win.
Yeah,
they've waited so long, and Reggie Miller as a prime the face
first
of
off,
that organization forever.
We don't need him commentating on no New York games no more. Get Reggie Miller out of here, bro. No.
He's a pacer legend, bro.
Nah. You think I care about that? You think I care about that? Bro, please.
I know you don't.
Get Reggie out of here, man.
Yeah, I know you don't. But regardless, I think that we'll see. You saying the Thunder for game 1?
For sure.
Okay. Jay, what you saying? Jaden, what you saying? Wow, everybody's saying Thunder game 1
because they got home, right?
Yeah, they're home.
That's why I feel like.
Advantage.
Yeah. But they're the youngest team to ever make the finals.
They're well rested.
They are well rested.
Well rested.
But the Pacers are well hungry, bro.
They are.
I believe it. But
if Nembhard could be a defensive player of the year again in this series, like,
is it Nembhard we're talking about or Neesmith?
No, Neesmith was shooting lights out.
No, Nembhard.
Oh, he was putting the clamps. He was a solid killer. He was like
do damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you can't control him.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Naismith too though.
Naismith was just shooting. He was shooting out.
I need them to hurry up and get right so I can get my little projects going on.
Yeah, a little slang.
Yeah. If you know, you know. You know. But that's basketball. I think that basketball is just gonna do what basketball does. I'm excited to see it by the next episode.
All right, brother. I know what you want to get to. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I saw on Matthew.
Cue
music.
I just want to say to the lads, piss poor Premier League season. Piss poor. But, wow. What a save. What a save from Van de Ven. Right? An own goal. Obviously, people are going to say, oh, we didn't deserve it. We didn't win. We beat ourselves. United. I don't care. 17 years we've been waiting. I've been a Tottenham fan for years, man, and I have not seen anything win. Harry Kane hasn't seen it, but I needed Son. I needed him to get some silverware.
How did it feel for you? What was that moment like?
I was so proud of them, lads. I mean, it's just a fight, right? Although Man United play shitty, like they're just a terrible organization at the moment. They are one of the most winningest franchises, so to fall from grace, it was inevitable.
Yeah, it had to happen.
But it just the fact that it happened against us, right?
It's something sweet about it.
It's something sweet about us beating them boys in the derby, right?
Yeah.
So to be fair, I'm excited to see what goes on next season because we just piss poor. We shouldn't be losing those types of games. We have a decent squad. But I think it's time for our manager to get sacked.
What do you see the future of the team looking like?
I see us rebuilding with a new manager.
Okay.
I think it's time for us to really invest into somebody who's going to bring everything together. We focused a lot on Europa this year. We won, obviously.
Come on, man.
But and it's 1-0. My father calls it an injection.
Injection.
So I'm just really proud of him. I didn't think that we were going to pull it out. Psych.
Been new. We us.
So I'm just really, really, really happy for Tottenham. I'm going to stay silent. I'm going to stay quiet because this is just one.
It's just one.
Yeah, it's just one.
Yeah, you can't get too crazy.
Yeah, shout out Liverpool for them winning. Like they won it in style. They did it, with their manager, who I think it was their first year on with them, right? So it's good. It's good to see the football is in good shape. It's in good hands. But I'm really sad about the fact that there's not gonna be any more sports.
Don't talk about
for the summer,
bro. That's
because I'm not watching.
Yeah,
baseball,
we're not doing
bro.
baseball, bro.
I'm not watching baseball.
Y'all got it though.
Shout out to my baseball fans.
Yeah,
bro,
for sure.
I'm not
We don't
getting
disrespect
into it,
y'all,
bro.
but come on.
Simple as that.
Let's be for real.
So we're gonna find some things to do. To be honest with you, they should be locking into us. We'll be posting also.
You will see us.
You'll see us.
We'll be your sports.
You go see us.
We'll be your sports.
We're gonna be on TikTok.
I will say this though. Before you even continue, there is one thing I've realized after this season, man. There's a level of stress and anxiety that comes with the team that's performing well that I don't know if I'm ready to have on me again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the investment. I don't know if I want this. Like, the anxiety before a game. hoping your team pulls out the way they need to. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But also, I'll take it.
I was gonna say you sound like a loser.
I'll take it.
You sound like a loser.
Hey. Relax. We got this.
Oh right, because you guys are losers. You lost. My fault. My fault.
Where's your
team
timeshare?
won. My team won. What do you mean? We have silverware. we won the final.
You would be talking about a different team. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I mean, if you want to talk about the Sixers, you can, bro. But we.
You don't want. Okay.
We can discuss it if you like.
Do you?
Sure.
Oh, what?
I'm
can't discuss them. Why?
I'm more than open to telling everyone that we got the short hand of the stick.
For how many years?
Bro, think about how many times we were in the position.
We're not talking about it, bro.
No, it's thing you want to discuss, bro. Now it's crazy, right?
Timeshare.
Now it's crazy, right? Yeah. Because they want to hear logic, bro.
Hey, bro.
It's all right, bro. Y'all lost, bro.
The process.
Chill, bro. Chill. But regardless, you can find us on the TikToks this summer.
Come on, man.
We're going to be dropping. You can find us on Instagram Reels this summer.
You won't see us.
I'm a YouTube Shorts guy. You're going to see us on the YouTube Shorts.
Come on, man.
All right? You'll see us everywhere that you can really open your eyes and see.
And Buzzsprout, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, listen everywhere, bro. We're gonna be everywhere. There's Amazon. A million ways. Let me tell you, if there's a million subscriptions, we're gonna be on all of them.
Every single one, though.
999. Yeah, all of them. Plus that one. Okay? So, I'm just gonna say this to the people.
Talk to me.
If you were impacted in any way, if you were inspired in any way.
And what else?
If you were entertained today.
Come on.
Please subscribe. Please like, please share, please comment on all of our platforms. But if we didn't, we have a million more episodes to join.